Callie, we're gonna nail this hike, aren't we?
Yeah.
Me and Callie are the back. All the rest of the family's at the front, and we just started our hike into Leah's Lake. We're in the Sawtooth Mountains. The hike today is supposed to be, well, Larry thinks it's gonna take us about 3.5 hours to get into this Leah's Lake. We'll stay the night and hike back tomorrow. I don't know if you've heard of the book called Wild by Cheryl Strayed. I read this book years ago. And I was like, oh, I want to be just like Cheryl Strayed. She hiked the Pacific Coast Trail for something like 3 months. And it was a total soul search. Anyway, I read the book and I was like, I'm going to be a total badass someday like Cheryl Strayed. The only problem is I'm an indoor girl. I get a lot of anxiety in nature. But I realized I was thinking about this book last week and all this week as we've been preparing for this trail. And it's not necessarily like the physical accomplishment. It's the personal growth that she went through that I want. So excited to be starting, and we'll see where it goes, huh? So in my day job, in my coaching life, when I talk to people, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of brand new business owners, women who are out to do big things in this life. When I'm coaching and training and just helping people with the mindset of achievement, I often talk about the climb, the mountain. I use that analogy a lot in my work. And it's because it's so applicable, right? I mean, here we are today, and I love this piece for myself because here I am actually physically climbing the mountain, being able to kind of watch myself and my thoughts as an observer, and kind of see how the human mind really isn't that creative on its own. You know what I mean? Like, we're all struggling with the same kind of thoughts, but when you start at the bottom of the mountain like we did just a little bit ago, we're still fresh in this journey, as I'm sure you can tell, because I've still got a smile on my face. But when you start at the bottom, whatever mountain it is for you, whether that's writing a book or starting a business or some sort of nonprofit or losing weight, like whatever that big endeavor is for you, you start at the bottom of that mountain and you look at it and you're like, I think I could do that, totally do that. What's interesting is we actually have this sense that, yeah, I know it's going to be hard, but it's totally not going to be that bad, right? Until we actually get in it, right? And, as you start out in the climb, as I was, we started out, me and the kids and my husband, and they're back there somewhere. I apparently left Larry to walk with the kids. I thought I was slow, so I went first, but I'm not that slow, I guess. At first, everything's all smiles. Like everybody's like, yeah, like I'm going to own this mountain. And like, side note, I'm going to own this mountain. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to make this thing mine. This book's going to be no problem. This endeavor, whatever that is, right? Then you get walking. And I think it was like 16 minutes into our own hike where the first time I looked at my watch and I was like, oh, well, it's starting to get I'm starting to get a little heated, right? A little breath, like it's starting to be a little bit more work than just like, popping out there and getting all excited. And I think that, when you get started and it starts to get a little effort, that's when you have that choice. Well, still early enough that you can turn back and tap out. Or you make that decision that like, no, I'm going to the top, but I'm going to have to settle in here. I'm going to have to settle in. I'm not just going to like, boom, hit the trail and be there and be like, whoa, that was fast. That's not going to happen, right? And so the settling in is, I think, a mindset shift when you start to realize this is a long haul. This is going to take a while. This is going to be sweaty, full of effort. And who knows what I'm going to run into today, right? But you make that commitment that, well, like I'm here, and the only way I'm going to get to that top is just one step at a time, right? And so off you go. And you just start focusing on, basically, you stop looking up at that mountain there and you start kind of looking here, looking where you're at in the moment, and learning to just like enjoy this, like enjoy what you're seeing, enjoy where you're at. Know that you're going to struggle and actually be okay with that struggle too. Because the one thing I know from being a Cheryl Strayed fan is that it's in the struggle where we have the most clarity, the most ahas, and ultimately the most growth. Which, I mean, let's be honest, that's what I'm here for. So, Larry's been telling us that at some point near the top, it would get super steep. Here we are. This is the hard part. The kind of cool thing is, like, we had to know what's to come on this hike because my boys have hiked it before. But like in life and in business, you often don't know when you're getting to your top, right? But what I found again and again, this is always true, right before you get to the top, right before you accomplish the thing, like right before the breakthrough, stuff gets hard. And it can be like this, physically hard. It can be setbacks. You know, we're going a lot slower right now. It's always harder, you know, right before you get to the top. So just know that that's not the top. Look at that mountain you just climbed.
Are we done?
No, we got a little bit ways to go,
just
but
gonna pitch our tent right here.
but listen here, smarty. We got a little bit of a ways to go, but you see that waterfall behind us? Dude, that girl is awesome. And just when you think you've done all the hard stuff, there's freaking more. Like, it just keeps going. Like, I probably need all of my hands for this.